Hi, Matikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. One of the things that really shocked me was to realize that Uqinselani was left in the dark. No one spoke to him regarding. So, guys, you would remember that on Monday, Uqinselani told the court, yeah, now he's supposed to appear on Wednesday in court in Newcastle and on Friday. Do you guys remember that he had those days that he was supposed to go and be a witness in other matters on Wednesday and on Friday? I think it's two different matters, if not one. But it was a shock to hear him telling us, I didn't go there. No one said anything to me. Anyway, let's get through to the video. The bombshell nobody saw coming was Qiniselani Buthelezi left completely in the dark. That is what I said. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened in court today, yesterday actually, may have revealed something far more disturbing than many people initially realized. For days, all eyes have been focused on Section 189 drama. Do you know that drama that was caused by the judge? Yes. The threat of possible imprisonment and the fierce courtroom witness Qiniselani Buthelezi. All right. Now, and the fierce courtroom battle surrounding defense witness Qiniselani Buthelezi. But hidden inside a seemingly ordinary exchange was revelation that should concern every South African who cares about fairness and justice. Judge Ratamu Khwahleng asked Buthelezi about another matter he was supposed to attend. He was supposedly attending in KZN in KwaZulu-Natal. The response was what shocked me. The judge wanted to know whether that matter had been postponed, finalized, or otherwise dealt with. Buthelezi's answer, I don't know. The judge pressed further. Did you attend court? No. Did anyone give you feedback? No. Think about that for a moment. What do you mean no one spoke to Qiniselani? What do you mean that no one told Qiniselani what's going to happen? Because there was arrangements there. Judge Wata said the state must phone that court judge and speak to them, and then Qiniselani was supposed to get feedback. Now, what do you mean he never got any feedback? Think about that. This is a man who was transported from KwaZulu-Natal to Pretoria. This man who has been at the center of one of the most controversial courtroom confrontation in recent memory. This is a man who has been threatened with Section 189 proceedings. Yet, according to his own answers in court, nobody informed him what happened to other case he was supposed to attend. Nobody, not a single update, not a single explanation, not even a simple message telling him whether the matter was postponed. No one said anything to him. The question is why? Because the message could have come from Baloyi phoning someone in prison and saying, tell Qiniselani this and this. Do you understand? Now, that revelation immediately raises serious questions. If Buthelezi was removed from KwaZulu-Natal and brought to Pretoria under state arrangements, who was responsible for informing him about the status of other proceedings? Who was responsible for ensuring that he knew where he stood legally? Who was responsible for communicating with him while he remained in custody here in Pretoria? Because according to what we heard in open court, Buthelezi himself had absolutely no idea. Imagine sitting in cells for days, not knowing whether another court is waiting for you and they are saying you did not pitch. That time you were busy with the other court. It was not even your fault. Not knowing whether your matter has been postponed. Not knowing whether someone has spoken on your behalf. Like you don't know what's going on. Not knowing whether you are expected somewhere else, when, how, etc. Now, that is the picture painted by yesterday's testimony from Qiniselani. And then came another astonishing development. While Buthelezi appeared unaware of what was happening with his KwaZulu-Natal matter, he discovered in court, along with everyone else, that he had now new representation of Mr. Alberts. Advocate H.L. Albert had been appointed to assist him. Suddenly, the entire atmosphere changed. The witness who only days ago appeared to be standing alone against a lot of legal pressure now had legal counsel beside him. That is a major development. Do you know why? Because Section 189 is not a minor procedural issue. Even Judge Ratha hinted in that. It's not a minor issue. The consequences can be very serious. He even said this is a serious matter. The law specifically recognizes that a witness should understand the implication before decisions are made. That is exactly why legal representation matters. And today's proceedings suggest that consultation between Alberts and Buthelezi will now play a crucial role in determining what happens next. But the unanswered questions remain. Why was Buthelezi seemingly left without information regarding the KwaZulu-Natal matter? Why is no one informing him of what is happening? Who failed to communicate with him? Was this merely an administrative breakdown, or does it point to deeper problems in the way this witness had been handled throughout these proceedings? Those questions have not yet been answered, not by the prosecution, not by correctional authorities, not by anyone in court yesterday. What do we do with this now? And what we do know is this. Qinselani Buthelezi entered the court apparently unaware of what had happened to another matter affecting him. Not literally affecting directly per se, however, he was going to be a witness. He learned critical information only during proceedings. And now, with legal representation finally secured, the next fate of his courtroom battle could look differently from what we witnessed on Monday. The stakes are rising, the security is intensifying, and the questions surrounding the treatment of this witness are only growing louder. What do you think about everything that has happened in that courtroom of Judge Ratha? Was this simply poor communication and administration confusion, or should there have been a much greater effort to keep the witness informed about proceedings directly affecting him? Let us know in the below comment section. Now, when it comes to the defense, they were told not to speak to him, and also legally they can't speak to him while he is on the witness box. But wait, Baloyi, Sibanda, why didn't you? Why didn't you tell him? Who could say, no, you spoke to KZN and these were the agreements, etc., etc. Why didn't they tell him anything? Isn't that weird? Wasn't Baloyi supposed to tell the witness? And also, why was Judge Ratha acting shocked? Because Judge Ratha knows what happened. He said the state must phone that side so that they can keep Qinselani this side. No, now, why is he acting? And also, this question, yay! Judge Ratha, these questions also, Sonje, they are very questionable. These questions from him are very questionable because it's not like he did not give. He said to Baloyi Monday, he must call the other side. It's the law. If that judge is, if that one is not a high court, he's a senior judge. If that judge is not senior to him, then he must have Qinselani. So what is this now? Someone make it make sense to me because I'm not understanding. Maybe it's me. Someone needs to make it make sense. Ngoba nje uJudge Ratha is not making sense. Okay, I'm bluffing with what I'm saying, guys. What are your thoughts? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views because, wow, Sana, I'll be very disappointed if Utkanti, this situation escalated for Qinselani and Yena, he had no control over it. I'll be very, very disappointed. Wena, on your side, what are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Do you think that the least that Baloyi could have done and Sibanda was to speak to Qinselani and let him know, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. As judge said, let's call the other judge. So because we spoke to the other judge, this happened and this was the agreement. Why didn't they do that? I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.